There we go. Oh my God. It is a podcast day. Are you nervous?
A little bit, I guess. Yeah.
We're going to do it. You're going to have to put your mic a little closer.
Oh, no.
You can move it, though. You can sit back and relax. Just have it closer to you. There you go.
The rule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm your host for Unscripted with Karishma Patel, and I'm really happy that you're here today. Thank you for joining in. And today I have a really special guest. I bestied so hard that I got my best friend's husband here to chat with us. Saral Sethi, welcome to Unscripted.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This is his first podcast, and is it your first podcast?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to warm him up a little bit.
Easy questions to start, and then we'll get into it.
Tell us who you are, what you do, and why you're in Austin.
Okay. So, who I am, you already introduced me.
Yes.
My name's Saral, Bijal's husband, besties.
Bijal's husband at Bij Patel at Instagram.
Exactly, yeah. Shout out Bij Patel. And so, what do I do? Really, a few different things, actually. The 9-to-5 life is corporate finance in a tech company. Outside of that, I'm a day trader, and then what I'm here for and what I really like to do is write. And so started a little passion project called Steak and Eggs, where really just write about my thoughts.
And it has been just like a couple of weeks since you started that page.
Yeah.
And listening to your thoughts, it makes me emotional, or not listening, sorry, reading. And obviously they're your thoughts, so I'm listening. I feel like you're talking to me. But it's so beautifully written. So let's talk about the Steak and Eggs.
It's the Steak and Eggs only because I couldn't get steak
and
and eggs. It's all about the
man.
social...
Freaking social handles.
Yeah.
I know. So what's the story behind why you named it the Steak and Eggs? Or Steak and Eggs?
Yeah, I think, what's funny, I think part of it was just kind of like, it was almost like a joke at first, because like Steak and Eggs, like if you know me, you know my personality, it's just like very like, it has like that more masculine touch to it. But at the end of the day, when I started thinking about this whole project, it was really inspired by Chicken Soup for the Soul. Yes. I don't know if you remember that series.
I remember it. I used to read it a lot when I was younger.
Like, I think it's like, that started back in the 90s, right? So something back in the 90s, and Chicken Soup for the Soul is essentially just like timeless feel-good stories.
Yep.
Really great content just about, normal people, their everyday stories. And so I really took inspiration from that, like that kind of food theme. And then Steak and Eggs, really the meaning behind the name, like the more I really thought about it, was really like twofold. Like I almost look at it as like a metaphor for the human experience. And so what I mean by that is like steak I take to represent like resilience and strength and just the overall like rawness of some of the stories that I write. And eggs is more about like fragility. It's more about like creation, transformation. And so when you kind of take those two things together side by side, I think about that as like the metaphor for the human experience.
I didn't even know that that's what it meant. I thought you just liked steak and eggs.
Well, that's why I said it kind of started off as a joke, because it really is like from like my personality, like
Yeah, because
we've gone out to brunch before, and half the time, what am I ordering? Steak
and eggs.
So
I thought that's just like a combo you love. But when you put it together and you explain it, that has so much meaning behind it. And it's just like, it's so insane how your brain works, because you and I have a lot of deep conversations where you've made me cry so many times. I'm going to blame you. Just kidding. It's my own but you like challenge a lot of thoughts, not just mine, Bijal's, Shay's. Like, it's just so inspiring that I really didn't know that steak and eggs. I don't know why I keep saying steak.
I don't know either. But
I clearly don't eat it, so that's why. Steak and eggs. What inspired you to start sharing your unspoken thoughts online? And if you haven't followed, please check out his page. It's amazing.
Thank you. Yes. I think the inspiration behind it, like, it's actually pretty layered, to be honest. I've always liked to write. I think I start there. Like even like going back to high school, like I was always good at it. I always just like enjoyed it. I used to always just do it for fun. I think like when I think about my life, I'm super analytical in everything I do. My job is analytical.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like to trade. That's analytical. Like, so I have analytical hobbies and analytical job. It's like I wanted to do something creative. Like I needed a creative outlet.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't necessarily always consider myself to be a creative person, but this is something that like I really just enjoy to do, and I feel like I'm good at it.
Yeah.
And so like I really started to think about how could I just lean into that a little bit more. And so as I started like thinking about like what are the different creative things I could do, I just kind of started reflecting on like conversations I have with friends. Like you said it yourself, like sometimes we have these like deep conversations that come out of nowhere. And I just started realizing that like a lot of what we all talk about is the same.
Yeah,
like
very
everybody's
similar things.
going through the same thing. It's just their own unique version of it, but everybody's going through something, right?
And you literally don't know how to put it into words.
Yeah.
And then when you read the one post of yours that really stuck out most to me was about time.
Yeah.
And you're talking about time is so valuable, and then you're talking about friendships and parents, and oh my God, I literally was crying reading that post because it's so true. And you took like my thoughts out of my head and wrote it down.
Yeah, I think the parents one was the first one that I really shared, and that one I just shared on like my personal account. I didn't even share it to, like I hadn't even launched the steak and eggs yet. And so just sharing that on my personal account, and like the feedback I got from that was amazing.
Yeah, it was so beautiful.
It was honestly like the best part about the entire experience was just the conversations I had after that post. Because people just kind of shared exactly what I was hoping for, right? It's like their perspective or their take on something that resonated with them from what I wrote. And so that was I think like an amazing experience, and that's what really like kind of pushed me to like, okay, like let me create like the steak and eggs account. Let me start actually intentionally sharing things, because I've written a lot of these essays and I have like a lot of things that I've just written down, and now I have that outlet to just share it with people.
I love that. Have you, since you said you've been writing since college, what were you writing about in college?
It's always just been like a form of journaling.
Okay.
Right? Like everybody likes to journal, or maybe not everybody likes to journal, but
I like to journal.
but
some crazy stuff, you know.
we always hear about it, right? Like
Yeah.
it's always like, oh, like whether you're in therapy or not in therapy, like you're always told write down your thoughts, feelings, like take some time in the morning to meditate and journal and whatnot. And so for me, like it was basically taking this idea of reflection. I think one thing that's interesting is there's so many amazing self-improvement, you know, gurus out there, influencers out there, whatever you want to say, like authors. There's a ton of content around self-improvement. And so for me, I don't really look at this as like self-improvement. Like I'm sure you can make an argument that reflection is part of self-improvement, but I kind of look at this as its own like little niche.
Yeah, I think so too, because you're not sharing tips about how to improve yourself. You're talking about what's raw and real, and that people like me are thinking about, but we're never thinking about it really. So yeah, I think it's a form of self-improvement, but I don't think it's like what Jay Shetty would say, or like Mel Robbins, they would give advice on how to improve yourself. I think it's a really nice page where I think it makes you pause in time. Yeah. And forces you to sit with what you're feeling. That's what I take it as.
I mean, you know, if I could summarize it in one goal, it's that I feel that too moment, right? It's like you read something and then you just pause, like you're saying, you reflect on it, and the takeaway is, yeah, me too. Yeah. Like, and that's what like I really want to like keep diving into. Really is I call it shared reflection, which maybe is a little bit of an oxymoron, because reflection's intended to be something you really do in solitude. But I do find that like you don't have to practice it in private for it to be meaningful. And so I do think that shared reflection like is a way to really build connection with people. because it's that whole idea of here's what I'm going through, and you read about that, or we engage on that,
Yeah.
and you kind of realize that you're going through it too.
Yeah, so you're basically saying you're not alone.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do you write all your thoughts in like one sitting, or do you have like randomly like throughout the day?
It's random.
Yeah.
I have I use the notes app on my phone, and when I'm going for a walk around the neighborhood or something,
Yeah.
I have a note called Walking Thoughts.
Oh, I love that.
And it's just like if I'm listening to a podcast, I'm listening to music, or sometimes I'm not listening to anything at all. I'm just, kind of lost. I like to take walks and just,
Yeah.
one, it's like decompress. And then two, it's whatever comes to mind. I'll write down ideas. I think some of the fun for me is like sometimes things are born out of a single idea. Sometimes I write a random line that really has no context.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, I kind of generate something completely around that.
Make a full essay.
Or I come up with a title.
Yeah.
Sometimes the title is the most fun part about
Yeah.
it, is like a title, and then I generate something based off of that.
How has this creative process been for you? Like while working your 9 to 5 and your day trading, and then also making time for this. Like, do you set certain hours now throughout your week?
I do. I try to do it in the morning. Kind of like I try to write every day for at least 30 to 45 minutes in the morning. And usually it's somewhere around like 7 o'clock in the morning has like been my sweet spot for it. I think the thing...
Yeah, right when you wake up? That's crazy.
It's just like
before... My brain is still waking up at 7.
It's before the chaos of the day, right?
Yeah,
like
that's
once
true.
the day gets going, like there's just too much, especially with work and everything else that comes along with it. Like you're trying to figure out what to make for lunch and dinner, like...
Yeah.
Then like, Beachel goes to work, she comes back home, and it's finding time for us to spend time together.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's... I really look at writing now to like doing it early in the morning as just a way to like calm my mind.
Yeah.
So you take like whatever chaos is in my mind in the morning sometimes when you wake up, and you just take that out of my head and put it onto paper.
Love that. I usually do that at night, and then in the morning I have to like take 5 minutes to just breathe, because social media has a lot of stuff. And speaking on that, there's a lot of fluff on social media. So how do you stay authentic to yourself when you share your thoughts?
I actually think the whole concept of authenticity was like a big thing that I struggled with.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, like I'm not in any way like a social media person or personality of any sort. Like I leave that to you. I leave that to Beachel. That's, you guys are experts in that. But one thing I did kind of like pick up and understand over time was that I guess maybe the way that I have presented myself online, it's reality TV commentary, right? Like
Hilarious.
Love is Blind. You should see my algorithm. My algorithm is like 50% just the weirdest
Reality
memes,
TV also.
memes you've ever seen about either reality TV or like dark humor, just like funny stuff. And
Yeah,
like
it's hilarious.
I've always shared that kind of stuff and just added like my one-liners to it, right? And even like most of my friends, like with the exception of the people that I grew up with that have known me since I was a little kid, I feel like maybe the perception of me has always just been like somebody who likes to go out, have fun, not anything like necessarily like serious, but like always just having like this funny, goofy vibe all the time.
Yeah.
And so when I started sharing this stuff online, I think it took a lot of people by surprise.
There's more to him
Yeah,
than just like...
and it's kind of funny that way too, like that's the reaction.
Did that make you feel a certain way where you're like, oh, people don't really know me?
Yeah, so I think that's where I kind of come back to the whole, like I kind of struggle with the concept of authenticity, because I started realizing that I wasn't being authentic.
Yeah.
And like authenticity is a very weird thing. Like I don't even know how to define authenticity other than the generic advice you get is
being yourself.
just be yourself. And like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like,
Yeah.
And so for me, what I realized was one, that maybe I wasn't being truly authentic because I wasn't sharing these other sides of me. Like I
Yeah.
was only sharing the sides that people saw. Um, and so I started asking myself a question: how do you become authentic? How do you find that, right? And
Did you find your answers?
I did actually. And I think it's unique to me. Maybe I don't think this would apply to everybody, but for me, I realized that my most authentic self was the person, or I guess was found in the things that I hid from the world. And so, like, what were things that I enjoy? What are things that I like to do that I don't share?
Which was writing.
Which was writing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you take all the other fun stuff that I like to do that I'm always public about, and then you take the stuff that I kind of hide from people, not intentionally, but
Yeah,
it's just something that, like,
it's sacred to
yeah,
you, you know, because they're your thoughts.
yeah. And so when I had that like aha moment of like, oh, like my most authentic self can be found in the things that I don't actually share with people. That's when that like switch flipped.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because it is really hard, especially when you're online and of course, Instagram and TikTok are a highlight reel, but that's why it's so hard to show up authentic. Why can't I say
It's
the
a hard
word?
word.
Such a hard word.
Try not to say that much, but
But you know what I mean, showing up as your real self. So it's really important that you even asked yourself those questions, because I think not a lot of people even take the time to have that reflection. Like what does that mean to me?
yeah.
So I think that's really beautiful that you said that. And so how do you decide what's too personal to post versus what's worth it?
I think it really comes down to how much I've struggled with it, if that makes sense.
Mm.
If I have ideas or thoughts that I just haven't fully fleshed out in my mind that I'm still really grasping with, it's probably not going to come out on paper the way I want it to. And so usually what I post are things that I've really thought deeply about. And then from that point on, it's like once I know I've kind of like thought through things, I'm okay sharing it.
Okay.
But if it's something that I don't feel like I have a good point of view on, I don't necessarily want to put it out there. Because one thing about putting stuff out in public now is
there.
It's there.
It's there forever.
And so you don't know how people are going to react to it. And
you have to remember, like, who cares how people react to it too? Like if it's
you're right.
authentic to you and personal to you, then you are more than like you are. What is the word I'm looking for? I'm having too many hiccups in my brain today. You have the right to share.
Yeah, and I think I struggled with that at first, like the whole idea of even doing this, was getting caught up in the whole, like, what are people going to think type of thing, right?
Well, it's how we grew up too, right?
Yeah.
It all comes back to our parents. Thank you, parents, but we love them. But they've put this idea in our brains that, oh, if you do something wrong, people are going to judge you. Instead, I think our generation is more like, let them judge us, because what else are we going to do? Not live our true selves?
Yeah, exactly. I think that fear of judgment, though, is so strong.
Did that scare you a little?
I want to say no, but the truth is like, even if I would probably be lying at some point in time, like, my personal point of view, again, is that when people say, oh, I don't care what other people think, I don't necessarily ever buy that. I think everybody always cares a little bit.
Yeah, we all care a little bit.
Right? And I will say, like, I definitely care more about what certain people think than I do about random strangers on the internet.
Well, then that goes to my next question on what kind of reactions did you get from, like, people you know personally versus strangers?
I think this was probably the coolest part of this experience so far. So when you think about, like, some of the stuff that I've written and shared, it's very raw, very reflective, very, like, vulnerable at the end of the day. And so some of my closest friends, like some guys that I've known for over 10 years, like some of them have reached out, like, you know, they've texted me, they've called me just specifically to like talk about like some of the stuff that I've written. And people, I'll be honest with you, like people in a million years that I never would have guessed would have been the people to resonate with this.
Wow.
Are the ones that reached out.
That's honestly a bigger impact than
Yeah.
anything, especially when men are coming to you. Even
Yeah.
Shay was like, "Oh my God, that one post you were talking about where someone called you stable, like you're
Oh,
stable,"
yeah.
and that really hit him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, that one was a really good one," and I was like, "Yeah, that was it."
I think it's super interesting then, right? Like, you take Shay, for example, like, for him to read something like that and for it to hit him in his own way, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a very, like, he'll apply, like, a very unique filter and lens
Mm-hmm.
to what he's reading. But at the end of the day, it kind of comes back to that whole concept of, like, me too. Like, I feel that same way. I feel seen.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's become the whole goal now. I very much like got caught up in the whole metrics piece of it when I first like started posting stuff, right? That
Which
first
we all do. Yeah.
that first like
Yeah.
that came in was like a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
The first follower I got was a dopamine rush. But then I kind of started like I had a bunch of conversations with Bijal about this actually. And I was just like, I need to take a step back from that because that's not why I'm posting this stuff. Like, I don't care about the vanity metrics. It's more about, like, what should I really be measuring? And it's the conversations.
Yep.
It's the people that reach out and say, hey, like, this hit me in a certain way or that hit me in a certain way. And it's happened with strangers, too. Like, I've had, strangers DM me, just say like, hey, this is awesome, or just like comment something, just saying really enjoyed reading this. And so, I mean, it's early, but
yeah, well, that makes a bigger difference than anything else, in my opinion. Like if one person says like, you really changed my day, or you really helped me go through it, that I feel like that's such a bigger boost than a like or followers or anything, because you're like, oh, someone's actually taking in the hard work I've done.
It makes it worth it, I guess, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
But it is hard sometimes to not get lost in the,
for sure.
the dopamine hits of the vanity like metrics.
Oh, for sure.
Because you are still playing like the algorithm game.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like as much as I don't want to care about it, if I want this to reach the right people,
you have to care
about it.
Yeah.
So it's finding the balance between kind of losing yourself in that and not like. I think maybe like the second week I was posting some stuff and I was just experimenting with like formats and structures. I wasn't having fun. It was only like week 2 and I wasn't having fun because I was compromising like the part that I liked for trying to satisfy an algorithm.
Because you feel drained.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh my God, this isn't working. And then you're like, fuck, like I got to change it again.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like whatever works for you, you'll find the right people. And that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
The algorithm plays a lot of games with us. So you got to play the game back.
Yeah, Bijal, it's funny whenever I talk to Bijal about it, she's just like, see, now you get it, right? I was like,
she's like, now you know why I'm frustrated.
She's had a bunch of stress over that at different points in time. And so now she's like, I'm glad you're in it with me now. So
this is a form of trauma bonding together.
Yeah, it's a new way to bond in your marriage, I guess.
Has this become a form of therapy for you? Like, has this become a form of therapy or self-reflection for you? Which I feel like we talked about that a little bit. But is it also a form of therapy?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I've probably written 25 essays so far.
Wow.
And I think I've posted like 4 or 5 maybe. Each one is just a specific theme or thought, like something that is still very deeply personal to me. So it's really me, again, kind of struggling through those thoughts around that topic and then figuring out a way to put it on paper. Mm-hmm. And so writing is a very interesting form of therapy. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot to take like what's jumbled up in your head and the chaos that's in your head
and put it down
and
on
it's like
paper.
You have to first put it through a filter, right? Like before pen hits paper. And that filter tells you a lot about how you're actually thinking about things that you're going through and how you're actually interpreting them. And so for me, it is definitely like a great form of therapy, but I also think that anybody, like, you don't have to be, I don't even know if I consider myself a writer right now. I just write. I don't know if I would label myself as a writer.
I think someone who writes is a writer.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like that's the definition of a writer.
Yeah.
You write, you're a writer.
Yeah. I guess that's true then. So I guess I am a writer.
Yeah, you are.
I think everybody should be a writer.
Yeah.
I think everybody should take that time to do that reflection, because you don't really realize until you're alone with your thoughts just how much you're actually thinking.
And also, it's louder in your head than it is when you write it down. Yeah. You're like, oh, okay, it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like men especially need more spaces like this?
Yeah, I've actually had people ask me that question a lot over the past month, and maybe not necessarily framed it the way you did, but just the idea that this is a good outlet for men. And in a way, yeah, I agree. Like, absolutely. I mean, again, like, I can just look at some of my best friends, some of the guys that I'm really close with, and like, none of them have ever like really opened up about things
or talked to you about these kind of things.
Talked about things, and then once I started posting some of this stuff, some of them all of a sudden started to, right? They started to like resonate with something and like call me or text me about it, and so I think that's just immediate social proof that like maybe more things like this do need to exist. But at the same time, I don't want to box it into that.
Yeah. You want it for everyone.
Yeah, it's not that I just want it for everyone. I do think it's important for everyone.
Yes.
I think that like the idea again of reflection is just, it's super important. I think it's like just a really good way to help you find like some internal peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being a man, being this vulnerable online, is that like something that's been really difficult for you, and like, or eye-opening, or like, oh yeah, I could totally do this, but you have to be really vulnerable too, because it's not normal, which sucks, because I feel like it should normalize everyone to be vulnerable, but I know men, it's really hard for them to be vulnerable in spaces like this, and with the thoughts you share. So is that different?
It's super different.
Yeah.
It's weird. It is. Yeah. It was very weird at first. I would say like the first time I ever posted something, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the point?
You're getting really uncomfortable, you know? So that's probably another thing.
It's just you feel exposed.
Yeah.
Because if you do read things and like I try to write things as clearly as possible, but there's also like layers to it.
Yeah.
And it's also like a window into how my mind works and the things that are going on, right? And so you just naturally feel exposed by doing that. I'd also say that like having that opportunity, I think it comes back to the authenticity thing that we talked about earlier. It's knowing that at the end of the day, like, this is part of my personality. Like, I've always felt like I've had these like deeper thoughts, or
it just hasn't been shown yet.
One thing I just really like to do is talk to people.
Yeah.
And like,
that I know.
I like having conversations, right? Like, we've had so many conversations, and it's like I like to get deep with people and just like understand what's going on, because I feel like that's how you quickly like form connection with people, is when you get past all like the
hey,
surface
how are
level
you?
stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, like you have like a lot of people have friends that are just like drinking friends, or like going out friends, or party friends, right? Not everybody is also that person. Like, not all those people that you would go out with and spend your weekends with are the same people that you could sit down and have just like a deep, open conversation with.
I agree.
And so like, I like to build that into as many relationships in my life as I can.
And those are so important and very rare.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can't have those tough conversations, because it goes back to self-reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have your parents read your post?
No. You know, the funniest thing is I'm probably most like conscious of them reading it.
Why?
I don't know why. I thought about that.
I feel like it's time to rip the Band-Aid off. And
Yeah.
do they know that you started this?
No, I haven't told them.
Okay, that's going to be your next job.
And it's like my cousins know.
But no one
obviously.
has told your parents.
Nobody's told my parents yet.
Wow.
At least as far as I know.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom's on Instagram now. I know she's lurking somewhere. Like, I know she follows me. I think I probably like muted her on my stories at least for some of my stuff. But like,
She's going to listen to this and be like, what?
yeah. But I do think that
That is a different.
I'm interested to actually hear their opinion
Me
on some
too.
things.
I feel like they would probably relate a lot
Yeah.
in some of the things you say.
Me and my dad actually have a very similar personality.
Yeah.
So I feel like he would read it and like it would probably hit him in the way that it would probably hit me reading it for the first time.
That's why I feel like you should share it while you're in the house.
Yeah.
And then just like be doing your own thing and then just come down and be like, oh, what are you guys doing?
I should. I do think I'll get him to read it at some point in time.
Yeah. You just
I'll let it happen naturally.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. He's gonna find it.
Yeah.
So if Steak and Eggs turns into something bigger, what would that look like?
It's a great question. I think right now I'm trying to find my voice and I'm trying to find people that resonate. If it were to look something bigger, I would probably want to follow the Chicken Soup for the Soul model. It's just getting, maybe hitting an inflection point one day where I don't necessarily have to be the one that's always writing.
Yes.
And it's getting the people to write and submit their stuff. And
That'd be so awesome.
I look at it as like the millennials version of Chicken Soup. And so
That would be
that would
awesome. I'm
be-
manifesting that for
yeah,
you.
that would be the ultimate goal maybe one day.
Yeah.
But we're a month in, so
No,
we'll
it's going to
see.
be great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a month. Like, give it time. I promise. Has being married influenced your perspective on being more vulnerable?
Has being married influenced my perspective on vulnerability? Yes.
Or have you always been in tune with your emotional side?
Always been. I think there's a difference between being in tune with your emotional side and being able to communicate it.
Yeah.
And so I've always known what I felt deep down inside, but I haven't always been the best at communicating it.
That's okay. That's not your fault either. But you learn, right,
Yeah.
together. Bijou also is super good at communicating.
She is.
It's
yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
I love her. She's probably listening outside. But she's super good at communicating. So I feel like that must really have been a big thing for you when you were married.
Yeah, so I think for me and her, like, I will say, like, over time, we've gotten a lot better at communication.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, maybe we over-communicate sometimes. And maybe this has been part of that, like,
Yeah.
journey. Or, like, even though I just started sharing this, I've been writing now for months, like, consistently. And so it's allowed me to probably understand what I'm thinking and feeling better. And Bija will tell you I'm usually a person of few words.
Yep.
While she's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
She
It's
likes
Shay
to,
and me, for sure.
Yeah. So I do think that it's helped me, like, this has helped me bridge the gap between the communication aspect and knowing what I feel. So I'm not only more in tune with what I feel, but I'm getting better at communicating it.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
And that's on marriage, guys.
Yeah.
Done. We're done with the conversation. I'm just kidding. What's one thing you've learned from Bijou that's made you a better version of yourself? Besides communicating. I know that's what we're talking about.
So one thing that I really, really, like, have a lot of respect for when I think about Bijou, or just really just, like, proud of her for, that I think's making me a better person too, is just how she's not scared to take action.
Yeah.
Whether it's whatever she's interested in doing, like,
She'll just go for it.
It's not even about just social media, but
Yeah.
even, like, in her career and stuff. She's never been scared to start.
Yeah. It's just like that half marathon. I literally said, hey, do you want to run a half
We were hanging
marathon?
out one night,
And I said,
ordering Taco Bell at 2:00 in the morning. You're like, should we do a half marathon?
And she was like,
let's
yeah.
do it. Yeah.
How is this playing? I was like, let's see if she really takes the bait, and she took it.
Yeah, and so it's like, it's seeing that, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing about her that I've picked up more, and like, just launching this is so out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Just doing the steak and eggs. Doing the steak
That
and
was
eggs.
my fault.
Yeah.
I've been saying it wrong.
Steak. Doing the steak and eggs is so out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And one thing I think I've learned from her is just that ability to like block out the noise and just start.
Yeah. We love
so
that.
I really respect that.
We love a king who can talk about his queen like that. And so you've been married for 3 years now. I think we've been married the same amount of time.
Maybe
You'll be 4,
years
I'll be
next
3.
month.
Okay.
Yes, 4 years. Yeah.
You're 4, I'm 3. What is there something about marriage that no one warned you about but should have?
You know,
and it can be the silliest things too.
Bijal and I have been together since 2000. We met in 2011.
Have you guys
dating.
hit your 10-year? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
I mean, we met in 2011, started actually dating in 2012.
Oh, wow.
So here's what I'll say about marriage. I think it's hard to be like surprised about it when you've known somebody for so long.
Yeah.
But then again, like she does still surprise me all the time. My perspective on marriage is everything everybody says it is.
Yeah.
So it's all like, it's amazing, it's beautiful, it's fun, you're living with your best friend. It's also hard sometimes. It's also makes you want to pull your hair out sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the hardest conversations of your life. And so and you hear, like, when people talk about their marriages and their perspective of marriage, you always hear a different story.
Yeah.
But each of those stories is true, and they each show up at some point in time. I feel like they've all, like, every version of our marriage has shown up already. And there's probably infinite versions, and so there's still so much more to expect. I don't necessarily know if there was something that I wish I was more prepared for, just given the amount of time that we've been together. But maybe if I had to choose something, it's probably the balance of your marrying into the family.
The family, yes.
And that's something that it's impossible to
No
prepare
one
for.
teaches you how to have a second family.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
And it really is, like, and I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but like,
Yeah, I don't think you will.
I love her family. I love her parents. They're my parents now too. But there's still that feeling of like, this is her family sometimes, right? Like, no matter how much.
I think Shay can relate to that too.
Yeah, it's like, no matter how much you immerse yourself into the family and you adopt everything they do and spend time with them, it's awesome. But I don't know if you ever fully cross that feeling of not realizing that's still your spouse's family, right?
I think it's always. I would love to hear, other people's thoughts on that, because I feel like it's always going to be like that. At least a little bit of it.
I think it's a cultural thing too, because it's like, for us and like our culture, like, you're expected to just assimilate immediately. You're expected to like adopt all these people that you've met very late on in your life as your family, right? And that's not something that just happens overnight. It takes time.
That takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time. Whereas I know, like, some of my other friends who come from different cultural backgrounds, like, they don't even think about that stuff. They're just like, yeah, that's my in-laws. Maybe I see them once a year. Who cares?
Oh, wow.
Right? And so
I feel like with our families, that would never.
Yeah, it wouldn't fly at all.
Yeah.
like,
what do you mean once a year? You better get your ass over here right now.
Yeah, no way that ever flies from like a cultural perspective for us.
For sure. Well, what's a non-negotiable in your relationship that helps it thrive?
Lately, it's been check-ins.
Okay. Yeah, your wife was making me check in.
Yeah, that's become a thing now.
It's become a thing with me and her too now.
Yeah.
And now I have to do it with Shay, and I haven't been doing a really good job, so I'll be better, but yeah.
It's super simple.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even, I'm calling it a check-in because I don't know what else to call it, but it's literally just taking time every week, maybe every 2 weeks, to just sit down and be like, hey, what's up? How are you doing?
Yeah.
So we did it last night, actually. Like, last night, I was being bad. She was like, let's be healthy. Let's eat at home. Yeah, she literally came home from work and she's like, what are we cooking tonight? Like, let's be healthy. And I looked at her and I was like, do you want a margarita? She just kind of was like, what? Why? I was like, we can do a check-in. Let's
And
go
she's
do a
like,
check-in.
okay.
Let's just go do it with some margaritas and tacos. And so that's what we did.
Oh, that's always nice.
But that's what it looked like for
Yeah.
us. So check-in was just literally going out to dinner and actually like intentionally talking about
With their phones down and
yeah,
everything.
phones down, like how are you doing? What's going on?
Yeah, those
And
are
so,
really important. I was doing that. Shay and I were doing that frequently, at least once a month, like doing these life questions. We fell off. And if he's listening, sir, we need to get back on because he's in the other room with Mijal right now.
Yeah.
We need to get back on, and we'll probably do one tonight or tomorrow, but we're going to do one. So what do you think people are most afraid to admit to themselves?
Oh, what are people most afraid of?
Just a few more tough questions, and then we're going into a rapid fire.
Oh, rapid fire, okay. No, I think we tell ourselves stories all the time.
Yeah,
And we do that because we don't want to always accept the way things are.
yeah,
Like we have a story in our mind of how we want things to be, but the toughest thing is actually taking a step back and seeing how
seeing
things
the
are.
reality. Yep.
Yeah. And like it's a super simple like shift
Yeah.
of how things are, but like to actually like take the time to do that, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you see or realize something that
You're just like, oh shit.
you've been avoiding this entire time.
I feel like being avoidant ruins a lot of people's like living too, because
Yeah.
you're just like, I just will keep avoiding and think the problem's gonna go away, but it can come back in 10 years and be your biggest like lesson.
Yeah.
And that has happened to me so many times.
10 years is a long time too, right? And
Yeah.
you probably didn't even see that coming
Yeah.
until it hit
You're like,
you.
oh shit, I did that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's a big lesson though to learn, like to take a step back. Even if the reality sucks, it doesn't mean your suck is going to stay this sucky.
Yeah.
What do you want your life to feel like in 10 years?
What do I want my life to feel like in 10 years? Ooh, you're hitting me with hard questions.
I know this is hard because I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it too, and I'm like, I don't know. I just want to be happy, always.
For me, it's peace.
Yeah,
Like,
peace and
yeah.
happiness.
Yeah. I was talking before about this whole idea of like self-improvement, right? And
Yeah,
whenever I think about self-improvement, I think about optimization. Like people that are on these self-improvement journeys are just looking for, here's my new meditation routine, my cold plunge routine, my new morning routine, and they're all great. You're doing all these things to improve yourself and to improve your life, but it's all like optimization focused. Whereas for me, going back to steak and eggs, it's all about reflection, and for me, reflection's about peace.
yep,
And so in 10 years from now, I just hope that this new path that I'm on of just being more like intentional about reflecting and writing leads me to feeling like that, or leads me to being on that path of feeling that peace and achieving that in the
Yeah.
next 10 years.
no, it's so important. Having peace in your mind
Yeah.
and in your body, it's such a game changer.
It's hard.
It is very
It's
hard,
hard.
especially with the world full on social media,
Everything, like,
everything.
everything's a highlight reel now.
Yeah, and also with so much going on in the world around
Yeah.
us, it's very hard to find that right now within ourselves. So I am with you on the piece. So now we're gonna do a little rapid fire. So let's do it real quick. Okay, steak or eggs?
Steak, easy.
Medium rare or not?
Medium rare.
Okay, first impression people usually get of you.
Ooh. Broody.
Broody.
Yeah.
Wait, what does broody mean?
It's like a little serious,
Okay,
but like,
I got that of you
Yeah.
too. I was like, damn, he's serious. Favorite part of your day?
my mornings. Yeah. Writing.
Yep. One thing you absolutely suck at?
Singing. God, I'll never do karaoke.
Yeah, same.
never.
I mean, I feel like I'm good, but I don't think I'll
It's
be
a
good.
nightmare of mine. And I really wish if I had one skill, it'd be to sing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, one day we're going to go out, one of our nights that we do, and we're going karaoke.
Absolutely
Because
not.
I need to listen
I'm
to
going to stay home that night.
Shay will be
Yeah.
with you. Date night in or go out?
In.
Okay. I feel like Beaches go out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's for sure. She just wants to dress up all
Yeah.
the time. What's your go-to comfort show?
Ooh, that's evolved. It used to be Friends. Now I'd say it's probably New Girl.
Oh my God, why am I on the same... I'm watching New Girl again for
I'm
the
obsessed
10th
with
time.
New Girl.
I
Yeah.
love... Who's your favorite character on New Girl?
Oh, Schmidt.
You love Schmidt?
Yeah.
I love Schmidt.
Yeah.
I love his relationship with Nick.
Yeah, Schmidt and Nick are for sure the two
They're
best
so
characters
funny.
on the show.
So funny. One thing you'll never understand but respect.
This is politics.
Mm.
Wow,
that was real deep.
So the reason I say that is because I have a lot of friends on both sides of the aisle.
Mm.
And it's like, in some ways I'll never understand why.
Yeah.
You know, they maybe think the way they do or vote the way they do, but I'll always respect it because
Yeah.
I know them as people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's a tough one.
Yeah, that one is a tough one. I would answer 5 a.m. people. I don't understand it,
Have you tried it?
but respect.
Have you tried it?
For 2 days, I
Okay,
hated it.
yeah. Try it for 2 weeks.
No.
And see if it changes your life.
I will. Are you a 5 a.m.er? Because it's always the 5 a.m.ers are like, have you tried it?
I did it for a while. Now I'm probably like a 6:30, 6:45.
That's still really early.
But it does. There is something to being up.
Is
before
it
everybody else.
because you're like, oh, look at me, I'm up before everybody.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's quiet. It's
Yeah.
just quiet. You don't have
Okay.
to worry about anything. Like I don't have to worry about work emails at 5 a.m. I
Yeah,
go
true.
for a run or do something or I write and Beagel's asleep. There's nothing.
You're
It's
like,
just
we
me.
just not yapping.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's like-
I could be
It's like before she wakes up and she's like, hey, can you make me breakfast or coffee? Like I get that time. So
Yeah, I won't understand it though.
Yeah.
Respect, but I'll never understand it. And then lastly, how has your definition of happiness evolved over the years?
happiness is not something I strive for anymore.
Okay.
I think of happiness as being fleeting. It's like an in the moment thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can be really happy right now, and tomorrow something can ruin my day, whether it's work or I take a bad trade or my post doesn't do well on
Yeah.
social media. So happiness to me has evolved from being something that I strive for to being something I don't really consider anymore because I view it as like a fleeting emotion. That's where it goes back to peace.
So then it's more peace
Yeah,
has evolved for you.
yeah. And that's where my mindset is now. Is
Wow.
how do I achieve that?
I've never thought of it like that. Now you're hitting me with a deeper thought. Now, because I'm always like, I just want to be happy. Yes, I will have sad days.
Yeah,
But for me, I always try to see the good in each day.
yeah.
Like, I might be having a shitty day, but today I woke up with 2 dogs in my face, and they were just,
Kofi and Simba.
they're the best. And it's just like, I guess that's gratitude as well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I kind of view happiness as like the same as motivation.
Yeah.
Motivation comes and goes. So does happiness.
Yeah.
I view peace more like
Peace
I view
is
discipline.
More there, yeah.
Yeah, like I kind of
Consistent, yeah.
bucket those two things the same way.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here, being vulnerable, and sharing your story with us. It
Thank
was
you.
really awesome that Bijou put you up to this
Yeah.
and that I forced your hand too.
Well, she promised me that you were going to buy me dinner right now. We're all going out to dinner, so.
Yeah, we are. Shay will be buying the dinner.
Okay.
I
hope
will
Shay
be
can hear
enjoying
that.
it. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. This was awesome.
I'm glad. And thank you all for tuning in and listening. I really hope you love this episode and tune in every week on Tuesdays. I love you so much. Take care of you. Goodbye.